100 million times a year, somebody in the Tri-County area will step on a bus or a train. Welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Ken Ackerman. Joining us, Trimet General Manager Neil McFarland. 100 million sounds like a lot of people. Ridership, you say, is down.
Ridership down a little bit, but only because over the last year we've eliminated the free rail zone in downtown Portland.
That's lie number one from the Trimet General Liar. The fact of the matter is that ridership is going down. It has nothing to do with Fairless Square. And this has been proven by the September ridership statistics, which show the September of 2013, there were less riders on Max and Bus than there were in September of 2012. Both Septembers had no Fairless Square. Sorry, Neil, lie number one.
So obviously a lot of people who are riding aren't on the system anymore. But overall, ridership is very strong in the Portland metropolitan area. And as you said, 100 million times a year, or a year, somebody stepped across the threshold.
Did you see the Trimet General Liar stumble over the words there? Because he had to get it straight, because it wasn't 100 million people rode, it was 100 million boarding rides, 100 million boarding rides, and that means each person could have represented 4 rides in each day. So it's 100 million divided by 4. See, did you see him stumbling around there? You got caught, Neil. Lie number 2.
Of one of our vehicles. And so it's a very heavily used system, and we are very important to the region because of that.
A lot of people opposed light rail. Tell me, is it working in your mind? I mean, obviously I'm going to get the company line, but is it working, and was it the right thing to do? I mean, I look at Seattle. To retrofit a system like this, you'd spend what, 5 times the amount?
Exactly, and I think this has been a very successful implementation of light rail.
It's been such a successful implementation of light rail that there's been revolutions in Clackamas County and up there in Vancouver, Washington. It's so goddamn successful. Lie number 3.
Over really almost 30 years now in the Portland metropolitan area, where we've built one line at a time, largely with a lot of federal support as well. So we were able to bring money into the region and create a lot of jobs and opportunity at the same time. So overall, of that 100 million rides a year, about 40% of those are actually on light rail. And the good news for Trimet is that those light rail rides cost us very little per ride. They're about our lowest cost per ride in terms of the overall operating cost.
Lie number 4. The only reason it's a low operating cost is because he's excluded all the capital costs to put it in. If you don't include the capital costs, then maybe it's cheaper, because you can pack like 500 people and have one driver. I mean, and, you know, the cattle car theory does produce cheaper transit than the human being theory. You know, pack as many as you can, and yeah, you'll have cheaper, but first you have to pay off that tremendous amount of debt that's going to go on for 20, 30 years for putting in the light rail. So it's a deceitful argument. Neil knows that.
In the overall system.
You've got a new rail line coming online. It takes, I was told, 12 to 15 years to work it from the conception to using it. It's September 2015, Milwaukee to Portland. Tell me about that.
That's about an 8-mile line that will run from downtown Portland through southeast Portland, connecting Milwaukee and Oak Grove communities to downtown Portland. It also serves the OHSU new campus at South Waterfront, as well as OMSI. So it makes a lot of important connections in the region. And you're right, these are very long processes that take a long time and a lot of community involvement. All the jurisdictions.
There you go again.
A lot of community involvement, huh? Actually, they disregarded votes. They disregarded citizens' votes multiple times to put in the light rail. So there was no community involvement.
Have to participate in that. Metro leads a study as well at the outset of these processes. So it takes a long time to come to the consensus about what the next project is and why it needs to move ahead. This project's on time and on budget, and it will be.
Well, they're on time, they're on budget, they're half done, for crying out loud. I mean, shit. When you get closer to the actual end of the project, start bragging about that shit. Right now, it's ridiculous for you to actually talk about it at all.
We opened on, as you said, September 12th, 2015.
All right, now what do you hear about Vancouver and a line? How long has this process been in the works, and will we see a line from Portland to Vancouver?
So there is still, as you know, this Columbia River Crossing project was underway, and
I see the Trimet General Liars having a little trouble answering that one. Did you see him? He doesn't know how to answer it.
There was a lack of success, if you will, in the Washington legislature over the last couple of months. But there is an attempt to try to see if that can be rescued through an Oregon-only funding plan.
But without that bridge, could you still have the line?
You would still need to do the bridge. And the important part of that project is the bridge. Remember the seismic nature of our territory up here and the importance of creating a strong economic connection with that Columbia River Crossing bridge. So there's an attempt to do that. Trimet will be a partner with the DOT, the Oregon DOT, but obviously Governor Kitzhaber and the Oregon DOT are in the lead in that regard.
$1.5 billion project. It looks good. I can see it from here. It's the first bridge built over the Willamette here in Portland in 40 years. How's that going?
It's going great, and it's going to be a very interesting bridge. First of all, I think it will be visually interesting because it's Portland's first cable-stayed bridge, so it's a different...
Yahoo! Portland's first cable-stayed bridge! Oh my God, it's just fucking great!
Style of bridge. It'll add a new bridge vocabulary, if you will, to our lexicon here in Portland. But it's a bridge that will actually carry light rail. It will carry 3 of our bus lines. It will carry a streetcar line that now serves Central East Side and connect that over to the South Waterfront area. It will also have generous spaces for bikes and pedestrians along the side. So it's going to be a multimodal bridge.
The goddamn bridge doesn't accept the most common use of transportation in Oregon. That is the automobile. It's not a multimodal bridge if it doesn't accept the most common type of transit vehicle, which is the automobile, goddammit.
That will serve a lot of transit and bikes and pedestrians.
Neil McFarland, a lot of information. Thanks for joining us on Comcast Newsmakers. We want to thank you for being here as well. From the grounds of Pittock Mansion, I'm Ken Ackerman. Make it a great day, everyone.
That's all, folks.
Motion to approve resolution 13-09-57. Is there a second? Second. Second. Any further discussion?
Point of order. I have to speak to this resolution.
I'm sorry. Yes, we'll get to you. Thank you. So we have the motion on the floor here. So we got a motion on the floor. I apologize, Lane. You're right. I signed up for testimony, so please come on and provide testimony.